Hi and welcome back. Today I'm here with Michelle. She's going to be demonstrating. You guys know Michelle is at her studio. She's so nice to let us use it all the time. Let's begin standing at the top of the mat. So stand at the front of your mat with your feet slightly apart. And we're going to feel the balance in the feet. So with a soft bend in your knees, lean forward into your toe mounts. Lean back into your heels. Balance right in between your heels and your toe mounts. And then join your palms together. Now with your eyes closed, take a moment here and ground down through the feet. Let go of anything that's preventing you from being present. Then take a breath in and fill your lungs. Expand the rib cage 360 degrees. And let it all out. Drop your arms down at your side. As you inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come into a flat back, elongate your spine. Plant your hands and step back into a plank position. Now in your plank, just as Michelle's doing, take a moment here to activate your core by hugging the ribcage towards the pelvis. Turn on the glutes. Then bring your right knee up to your chest and round your back. As you inhale, reach back into three-legged dog. And as you exhale, shift into plank, bring your knee to your right elbow. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, step your foot up to your thumb. Lower your back knee down, and as you inhale, raise your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Inhale into low cobra, your first back bend. Press down into the tops of the feet. Feel your inner thighs spin up to the ceiling. Then firm your buttocks towards your heels. Feel your low abdominals turn on. And make sure that your bottom ribs aren't thrusting forward into the ground. Instead, soften the bottom rib cage back in and down. Move the bra line in more. Then lower your heart down to the ground and lift your hands up just an inch. Press up into plank pose. Stretch back to dog pose. Inhale your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot up to your thumb. Inhale, lengthen your lunge, heart reaches forward. Exhale, step your back leg forward and fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samastiti. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen from the tail to the crown of the head. Plant your hands and step back into plank pose. Hold strong in your plank. Then bring your left knee up to your chest. Inhale, reach back into three-legged dog. Exhale the knee to the left armpit. Inhale, reach back, three-legged dog. Exhale to the right. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, step your foot up to your thumb. Drop your back knee down, and as you inhale, raise your arms up, staying connected to your core. Turn your triceps forward, spin your biceps back. Exhale the hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose. Find your core, lower slowly all the way down into your belly. Then inhale, come into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lower back down your heart to the floor. Then lift your hands up just an inch. Brace your core. Now stretch your arms all the way forward. Turn your thumbs up. As you exhale, pull your elbows back into cactus position. One more time. Inhale your arms forward. Reach. Now lower your heart 1 more inch to the ground, but then lift your hands another inch. Lower your heart 1 more inch. Lift your hands without your heart lifting. Feel the backs of the shoulders strong. Bend the elbows into cactus, maintaining that position. Lift the hands 1 more inch. Good, then press your hands down, press up into plank pose. Downward facing dog. So that's great work to help to work the back of the shoulders. We don't do a lot of pulling in yoga. It's a lot of pushing for the chaturangas. So that's gonna help with balance to help to hold your shoulder in a good position so they don't get rounded forward. Now raise your left leg up. Inhale. Or was it the right? Raise the right leg up. Step your foot all the way up to your thumb. Inhale up on your fingertips, lengthen. Exhale, step your back leg and fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale your right leg up behind you. Lift up. Exhale, shift into plank and pull your knee up to your chest. Good, so as you hold here, spread your shoulder blades on your back. Push the floor down. Hollow your chest away from the ground. Nice job. Now, as you inhale, come into neutral spine. So let your shoulder blades come into neutral, spread your collarbones. And then as you exhale, pull your knee back up and spread your shoulder blades so you're rounding. Inhale into neutral. Let your hips come down to level with the shoulders. Exhale, pull back up. Good, just 20 more times. No, I'm kidding. Spread the blades, push, and then step your foot to your thumb. Holy smokes. Hug your right hip in and under you as you press down through your right heel. Inhale, come up, raise your arms up. Spin your triceps forward just like we did in the low lunge. Lengthen through your lumbar spine. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back into plank position. Hold here. Feel your core engage and raise your right leg up an inch. Change, raise your left leg up an inch. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Raise your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Hold there. Spread your shoulder blades on your back. Push the floor away from you. Hollow your chest away from the ground. Then as you inhale, come into neutral. Shoulder blades glide down the back. Exhale, spread the blades. Push the floor. Hollow your ribs. Pull your bottom ribs away from the ground. Inhale into neutral again. Exhale, last one. Come on, push, reach the shoulder blades to the pinky fingers. And step your foot up. Ground your heel, engage your outer hip. Ride your breath up. Inhale, come up, raise your arms. Nice. Now do a good job to integrate your pelvis and your rib cage like you learned in that class. Because you take every single class of mine that I ever teach. So hold the front, exhale the front ribs in and down, the tailbone in and down, connect the rib cage to the pelvis. Now stretch your arms and your back leg even more, maintaining your core connection. Breathe through your nose. Hands back down to the mat. Step back, plank position. Take an optional chaturanga push-up or just hold there and plank, your call. Downward facing dog, reach the thighs back. Surya Namaskar B, look in between your hands. Step or float up to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back, elongate. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Stand Samastiti. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees and sit back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now bring your feet together in down dog. Roll to the outside edge of your left foot. Take your right arm up, vrschikasana, side plank. Feel your side abdominals turn on so that you're not sinking your hip at all. Now give me a long exhalation to connect the ribs down to the pelvis. So as you exhale, send all the air out and visualize your rib cage like a pipe aiming to your pelvis. Your pelvis aims to your heels. Then as you breathe into the full 360 degrees of the rib cage. 10 more seconds. Remember, you can always drop your knee down to the ground if you need to. Good, nice hold. Downward dog, stretch back. Other side, roll to the outside edge of your right foot. So once you feel steady, find the end of the exhalation. At the end of the exhalation is when your core is going to engage best. So feel the rib position, the pelvis position. Now see if you can maintain that through the inhalation. Don't let the rib cage leave the pelvis. Keep it connected and find the full 360 degrees of breath. Good, with control, stretch back into down dog. Now step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale, come up. Bring your hands behind your back into reverse prayer or press your knuckles together. Straighten your right leg and step your back foot an inch or two closer. Good. Now as you inhale, back bend from your upper back, from your bra line up, start to do a back bend. And as you exhale, fold forward, take all the length out over your right leg. Keep your back heel bone grounded, and as you fold out over your right leg, don't let your right shin drop to the ground. Press your right big toe mound down, and reach from your right big toe mound deep in your right hip crease at the same time. Draw it up and back. Then interlock your hands and reach your knuckles up and overhead. Press the ball of the right big toe. Now inhale into a flat back. Stretch your arms straight back behind you. Step into warrior three. Level your hip bones to the ground. And if it's difficult to hold the good line of energy in warrior three, you can always set your fingertips onto blocks. Without your left foot touching the ground, come up to stand, bring your knee up, raise your arms up. Then stretch your left leg straight out in front of you without leaning back. Bend your right knee, cross your left leg up and over, cross your left elbow under. Good, now remember how we were spreading the shoulder blades and pushing the ground away? Find that same spread. Breathe into your back ribs here. Uncross the arms and the legs. Stand tall, mountain pose. So reconnect, feel your feet. Sense your body in space. Eyes soft. Hug your right knee up to your chest. Hold your knee or take your big toe out in front of you. Change hands and twist. Sorry, I was moving. Then come back to center. Raise your arms up. Bring hands to prayer and tip back into warrior three. Step back into warrior one. Bring your hands behind your back. Take reverse prayer, press your knuckles together. Straighten your left leg and step your back foot an inch or two closer. Now as you inhale from your bra line up, start to make a back bend. Like imagine someone had their knee in your upper back and you're just rolling your shoulders up and over it. Good. Then as you exhale, lengthen all the way out over your left leg. So instead of the weight falling to the outside of the foot, seal the inner foot, stretch forward through the toes, and from the left big toe mound all the way up into the hip socket, like a string was attached, and you're trying to grow that string as long as possible. Interlock your hands and reach your knuckles up and over. Then inhale into a flat back. Stretch your arms straight back. Step into warrior three. Level your hips and your waist to the floor. Then without your right foot touching the ground, come up to stand. Bring your knee up and your arms up. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Bend your left leg, wrap your right leg up and over. Cross your right elbow under. Then uncross your arms and your legs. Stand in mountain. Press down through your right heel. Hug your left knee up to your chest. Hold there or take your big toe. Change hands and twist. Come back to center, arms up, legs straight out in front of you. Hands to prayer, tip back into warrior three. Step back into warrior one. Bring your hands to prayer. Spin your back heel up and lean your chest out over your right knee. Twist, hook your left elbow to your knee. Hold here for 5 breaths. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Vinyasa. Step your left foot for warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Bring hands to prayer. Spin your back heel up as you lean out over your knee and twist. Place your hands back down onto the mat. Step back, vinyasa. Inhale into plank pose. Come into plank on your forearms. Now we're going to come into side plank on the left forearm, so angle your left forearm in some, and then roll to the outside edge of your left foot. Ten more seconds here. Change sides, right elbow down, left arm up. Remember the instructions for side plank on how to feel your core. Exhale the air out, connect the rib cage down. Once your rib cage connects into that position, your transverse abdominals turn on. That's your core. Maintain that even as you're breathing in. So feel the rib cage stay in its neutral position as you expand 360. Slowly come back down, left elbow down. Now walk into down dog on your forearms. On your exhalation, exhale all the air out and tip the front ribs in as the back ribs smooth away from the buttock. The buttock reaches away from the back ribs at the same time. Focus on that action because that's going to be really important for the advanced arm balance that we do. Last 10 seconds. Then set your knees down. Sit back into hero's pose. You can use a block if you need it. Otherwise, you can just sit right in between your heels. Then slide your left hand behind your back from under, right arm from above. So this stretch is going to help to open us up for forearm balance or pincha mayurasana. If you're someone who's interested in deepening your practice and learning some of these advanced poses, I'm going to strongly suggest that you check out the Conscious Movement community, which is where I post all my courses to help you advance in the advanced poses. But then also there's a course for everybody to start you off from wherever you're at in your practice and help you advance to see where you skimped on the foundation a little bit and where you could improve on your practice. So I'm going to put the link below. And also you're going to get a longer version of this class where we do that advanced arm balance. Change the position of your arms. Lie down onto your back. You're not done, dude? No. Bend your knees. Plant your feet down onto the ground. And now that we've opened up the shoulders from doing that Gomukhasana stretch, we're going to prepare the arms for Urdhva Dhanurasana, whether you can or can't. So lift up into bridge pose and grab a hold of the sides of your sticky mat first. We'll do one more little rotation. Get those arm bones to turn, the biceps turn up, elbow points turn down. Open up across your chest. Make sure the back bend isn't coming from your TL junction, which is when you thrust your rib cage. That's a strategy that I used early on in my yoga career that it was not fruitful, let me tell you. It ended up causing me a lot of lower back discomfort. So as you exhale, connect bottom ribs, move buttocks to the backs of the knees. And then as you inhale, see if you can expand the chest more instead of push at the bottom ribs. For a lot of people, bottom ribs, for everyone, bottom ribs move easy, but bottom ribs are not chests. So I had to learn the hard way. Lower your butt back down to the ground. Take a breath. Now prepare your arms. So position your hands for Urdhva Dhanurasana. We did that Gomukhasana stretch, so it should feel like they go to this position pretty nice. So from here, rotate your triceps in. Open up your hand. Stretch from your armpit to your elbow back, but then widen your collarbones. Let the collarbones broaden. Let the ribcage drop back in and down, maintaining that position in your arms. Now lift just your hips up. Ribcage to pelvis. And then maybe you can lift up onto your head for a moment as long as your neck is healthy. Once you're in that position, turn the arms again, connect ribcage to pelvis. And if you feel like I could lift up an inch, try it. If you can lift up 3 inches, cool. If you can't lift up any inches, that's okay. Just come back down when you're ready. And, oh, okay. You lift up all the inches. Lower yourself back down. Good, 6 more times. No, I'm just kidding. If you feel like you want to get another back bend in you want to do another bridge or Urdhva, cool. If not, open up your arms to the side. Bring your knees together and knees towards your chest. Now this is the deepest twist version, so if this is too deep for you, you could cross knee over knee or ankle over knee instead. But otherwise, with your knees together, take your knees all the way over to your right elbow armpit. Does that one feel okay on your back, Michelle? So yeah, so this one can be too much torque unless you got a lot of opening. Come back to center and take your knees over to the left. Come back to center. Hug your knees to your chest. Roll up to seated and take single leg pigeon. Does that one work for your knee okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So come into single leg pigeon. Now, if you have some knee situation going on, this one might feel a little aggressive on your knee. If you're feeling the stretch, pull, tension in the knee, that's not where you should be feeling it. It should be in your hip. So if that's the case, you're gonna lie on your back and do ankle to knee pose, like this. Otherwise, if you feel good here, hang out in this stretch. It's no problem as long as you're feeling it in your hip. One of the ways you might be asking, well, how do I know if it would be in my knee or not? I should be. If you don't have good hip mobility and you're trying to do this one, your knee will take the burden of it. So if you already have really good external rotation and flexion of your hip, that's what it requires. You have to be able to do this. If your hip doesn't do that, if you got a super tight hip, then you need to modify and do the ankle to knee one. Change sides. Imagine you could direct your breath right to where you feel the sensation, which is not a real thing, but mentally breathing towards that area can help the nervous system to tell the area to calm down, can help to let go of some of the holding there. Now from here, upright your chest, sit over onto your left hip and swing your left leg around. Sit over onto your right hip rather, swing your left leg around out in front of you. So with both legs stretched forward now, inhale, raise your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Then lie down onto your back for Savasana. Take your feet just slightly wider than hip distance. Hands about a foot away from your body. Let the palms turn up and the feet fall open. And let your toes and your feet relax. Soften the ankles. Let the calves and the legs soften. The thigh bones drop down. Let go of the tension in your hips, in your abdomen, in your back. Empty the hands. Let go of the tension in the arms and the shoulders. Let your chest muscles spread and soften. Let the jaw relax, the tongue. Empty the palate. And let all the muscles in the face relax. Take a moment here to be grateful for a body that is becoming stronger and more flexible and healthy through your regular practice of yoga. Thank yourself for practicing the discipline to show up on your mat, even though you might not have felt like it. And just notice how good you feel at the end of the practice. Now gently bend your knees and roll over to your side. Press yourself up to seated. Bring your palms together. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, Michelle. Good job today. I'm going to put a link to Michelle's Instagram account so you can follow her on there. Make sure to also check out where we're practicing today, which is a really nice spa and place to stay in the wine country, the Guadalupe Valley of Baja, which is one of my favorite places to come hang out in Baja, get some waves and hang out on Michelle's spot. So check that out. If you want to try, if you like today's practice, you want to try the full version, then click below to join the Conscious Movement community. You can do it for 2 weeks free and you'll get access to all my courses and the Conscious Movement course itself, which will help you from wherever level you're at to progress. Also, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Let me know if you enjoyed having Michelle, because she does yoga better than me. She can do harder stuff. So it's nice to have her. If you enjoyed that, give her a shout out below. Let me know and I'll have her back. All right. Have a great day. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.